and welcome to the first annual ever Shady Belle Arthur Morgan fashion show. Here we have a collection of Arthur's hats with some darling feathers in them. Boy, sure did. He spent a lot of time on the range going out there getting birds so he could have feathers in his cap, and they are darling. They are just to die for, I swear. Ooh, this is a trilby hat. This right here, this really brings out his gangster side, I think. I believe that it's the prettiest hat that he owns, but not quite the best hat. Um, let's move on down now to the Panama hat. You don't have to be in Panama. No, you can wear it wherever you want to. It doesn't really matter. You don't have to be in Panama in order to look darling in this hat, especially the bright orange one. Just look at that one. Just look how that completes any outfit that you wear. You don't look silly at all in orange. You know, you're supposed to wear it when hunting, so Arthur, he's really following the law when he does it. I think it's great. Oh, we're gonna move. Oh, this is darling. These are the stalker hats. You know, like when you're stalking a female, gonna tie her up and put her on the train tracks, or, if you're gonna stalk a deer while it's eating, you can stalk just about anything. You can stalk animals, humans, air, clouds. Doesn't matter. Oh, the top hat. Yes, this is a classic, of course. The top hat, not really a personal favorite of mine. I think it makes you look too tall. And you're not that tall, Arthur. You know that. And then we have the lazy stovepipe top hat. I like this one a little bit better because it's lazy. And if you want to be lazy, what do you put on? Well, it's already got lazy in the name now, doesn't it? You don't even have to make a real big decision. It's like, what do I want to be lazy in? The lazy stovepipe top hat, the winner. Ah, the military scout hat. This one looks mean. This is when you want to look like you're big and bad, and like you're in charge. You know, like you're big and bad and in charge. So you put on your military scout hat and you say, I'm going to go scouting because I'm big and bad and I'm an authority figure. Darling. Comes in many arrays of colors. I believe I counted 10 there. It's great addition. Or the plantation hat. You can walk off of a plantation. You don't have to stay there. I checked the rule book. You don't have to stay. There's no rule book. Fashion has no rules. I'm just joking. it's a, it's that a great joke? Oh, now we're moving to my personal favorite, the Big Valley hat, because it's big. They came up with it, I believe, in a valley somewhere. I'm not really sure, but if you are in a valley and you need a hat and you want a big one, not a small one. We don't have small valley hats. It's only big. Only big valley hats. That's all we have. They're all beautiful too. The worn flat cap. This one's ugly. I don't like this. This is like something you found in Saint Denis and it got peed on. And then after you peed on it, you gave it to a homeless guy and he wore it around for like 6 years, but he never washed the pee off and maybe more pee came. Like, look at that pee stain, more pee stains, and old rusty pee, pee. I don't like a pee hat. Ugh. Not a flat cap. That one's a little bit better. It's not worn like the other one. The other one's worn and this one is not worn. So there's a difference there because of the worn. There's a difference. So, but it's still pea colors. I'm just not a big fan of the flat caps. I don't want my hat to be flat. I want it to be more either round or maybe protruding, even just not flat. Let's go to something else. The western hat. When you want to go west, you think to yourself, "Hey, is there a hat that is western? Because I'm going west, and this is the hat. This is the western hat. It's just a beautiful array of colors, I think. It's got the band on it, and really accentuates the eyes. And I think it's a top 6 hat, maybe top 7. I'm not sure. Ah, the worn cavalry hat. We have two colors. We have uh, pee after you've drank a lot of water, and then we have pee after you've drank a lot of soda. And that's how I kind of think of these hats. It's just, clear, hydrated pee, and then yellow soda pee. Not a big fan of the worn hats. The bulldogger hat. I'm not sure what a bulldogger is. It might have something to do with bulldogs, but I'm not exactly sure. I, I just got to take a break real quick and say that I am having a phenomenal time. A phenomenal, I can't see, I can't see that word. Phenomenal time at the first annual Shady Belle Arthur Morgan Fashion Show, and I would like to thank Arthur. He looks darling. Anyway, back to the hats. A bulldog is well, it's a dog, but it's not a bull. It's a little weird. It doesn't have horns, and it doesn't hate the color red, but it has its own hat, and here it is. Thank you, Arthur, for wearing it. Next, we've got the Paragon Town hat, and uh, I guess you would just call it um, a big old smile. You see how the rim of the hat is just a big old smile. Like you see him, look at that. You see him coming, and you see his hat, and it's a big old smile up top. So you think to yourself, oh, here's a nice man. Here comes a big, nice, gentle man with a smiley hat, and you say, excellent. Thank you, nice man, for wearing a big smiley hat. Next, we got the high crown bowler hat. Now, I believe, I'm not up on my bowling history, but I think it was invented in like 1343 or something. And uh, I don't think bowling and bowlers really have anything to do with it. So, it's okay. Beautiful colors. Oh, the big city hat. Don't you just love going to the big city and seeing all the people in the city? Because I do. I think it's just darling going into a big city and seeing the city. And hey, small city, you don't want to wear this. You don't want to go to a small city in a big city hat because people are going to say, oh, look at the big city boy. And you're going to say, yes, I am a big city boy, but I'm wearing a big city hat. Can't you tell that I'm a big city boy? And they're going to say, yeah, but what are you doing in a small city, you freaking idiot? So you want to wear a little city hat for a little city and a big city hat for a big city. So cavalier hat. You want to be a cavalier? Do you? Seriously, do you? Do you want to be a cavalier? Well, this is the cavalier. This is the cavalier hat. This is the hat for cavaliers. Obviously. I know I keep being Mr. Obvious here, like you don't know anything about fashion, and I'm sure you do, but if you want to be a cavalier and you like colors, then this is the hat. Next, please. Oh, darling, we only have one of these. I think the shipment was blown up by some sort of vigilante on the road, but I love that hat. It's great. The estate boss. If you have an estate and you're a boss, I mean that's an obvious, but it's also good for secretaries. It's also good for cattle rustlers. You don't just have to be a boss, and it could be for an estate assistant manager. You don't have to be a boss just to wear it. I mean, honestly, you can have any position on the estate and it would be fine. Oh, the derby hat, classic. Once again, I think it was with the same shipment and got blown to pieces with the rest of the colors, but it's just darling. The one that made it is great, and I hope Arthur wears it for his outfit. Uh, we got a crusher hat. You will crush in it. I believe you will. If you believe that you will crush in it, then you will crush in it. That's all there is to it. It's a magical hat. Beautiful. The worn gambler's hat, yes. Uh, it was worn. We've already discussed that I'm not a big fan of the worn. I want new. I want it fitted. I want it smelling clean. Possible, leather. But if you like that kind of icky stuff, then go ahead and wear the hat that's already been worn. It's probably got lice or something. But whatever. Who cares, right? I do. That's who. Now this is the beaver big valley hat that we're going to see next. Uh, it's got one, and that's they're all of his hats that he owns. Now what do we got crafted hats? Oh, looky here. We got it's a raccoon mountain hat. It's made of a raccoon. And if you've ever seen a raccoon, they eat garbage. And if you've ever had seen garbage before, you would know that a lot of hats end up in the garbage. Well, this is just kind of an oxymoron here that the raccoon hat is eventually going to end up in the garbage because it's going to rot on top of your head. So I love this hat. It just really makes you think. It's more of a conundrum than a hat. This right here is the the Belle. How do I say this one? Grenadier, Grenadier, Grenadier. I don't know how to say that one. Let's skip that one. Elk flop hat, yes. It flops and it's made out of elk. And it is not stiff, it flops. So that'll be great. And we got a muskrat cavalry hat here. Kind of looks worn, but I think that's because the muskrat was old and diseased. Um, I like the hat. It's got a beautiful gray tint to it, doesn't it? Yes, that's you can find that on our website. Badger mountain hat. Once again, we talked about the raccoon, but this is a badger. It's a little bit meaner of a hat. It's a mean hat. It's more of a mean hat, and you don't want to mess with that hat, do you? No, you don't. And then the beaver. Who doesn't like beavers? They're small. They're cute. They work on wood all day long. So, you know, why not wear it on your head? Why not slit its throat, peel off its skin, take it to a man, sell it to the man, then buy it back from the man, and then wear it on your head? I don't see no reason not to, because they work with wood. And the fox mountain hat. That's just another one that, that they say sly as a fox. Well, you're going to be awful sly in this, Arthur Morgan. You got a big old fox on your head. What does the fox say? Fabulous. That's what he says, because you're fabulous. And then there's a bear the, the bear grenadier. Grenadier? Let's skip that one, too. I don't like that word. I can't pronounce that word. We need to find a different name for that one, like bear big hat or bear narrow and then kind of big at the top hat again. I don't know something. And then we got the squirrel flat cap. Now I do like this flat cap. It is a beautiful one. It's darling. It's fuzzy and just really pretty, and it makes me want to touch his head because his hair, is all matted and nasty and western and gross and ugly, and it hides it really well, doesn't it? Beautiful hat. The snake bulldogger hat. Here we go. Now this confuses me the most. Okay? Because it's not made of bulldog. It's got a snake wrapped around it. It's a hat, but you have like a little toy up top of it. You can play with the snake. I guess it's pretty neat, but it just confuses me because it's not made of bulldog.